All right, so the Defense Department, did you hear about this? They shot down a U.S. Customs and Border Patrol drone yesterday, causing the FAA to have to close nearby airspace. This is where it happened. CBS News senior transportation correspondent Kris tells us this is the second incident like this in recent weeks.
This latest incident apparently happened sometime on Wednesday, but the world didn't learn about it until late Thursday night when the FAA shut down a chunk of airspace along the U.S.-Mexico border outside of El Paso. Now, the last time something like this happened was just a couple of weeks ago when the same high-powered laser system was used. At that point, the authorities thought they were engaging a drone linked to a Mexican drug cartel. It turned out to be a party balloon. This time, DOD used the laser on a drone. The problem is the drone belonged to Customs and Border Protection. Apparently, that drone was operating over the Fort Hancock area, which is outside of El Paso, and it appears the Pentagon wasn't alerted in advance by CBP. The military used that high-powered laser system, the same one that led to the last closure of the airspace by the FAA 2 weeks ago. That time, they shut down the airspace around the El Paso airport. Appearing to present a united front, the Pentagon, CBP, and FAA released a joint statement late Thursday night that they're, quote, working together in an unprecedented fashion, but also admitted the agencies have to, quote, work on increased cooperation to prevent such incidents in the future. Not surprising, top Democrats on the Hill on a number of committees also put out statements late Thursday night. One saying, in part, our heads are exploding over the news, adding that the White House has sidestepped legislation that would seek to improve interagency communication. A statement adding the lawmakers' words here, we are seeing the result of its incompetence. Now, this flight restriction that's in place by the FAA is not in an area that's going to disrupt air travel because it's not a spot where airliners would typically operate. And from the DoD perspective, at the very least, they've demonstrated this anti-drone laser system works. Back to you.